Okay, hello, Derek and Jeremy from Mayday Parade. How you doing?
Very well.
How are you?
How about you?
Awesome. I'm really well, thank you.
Good, good.
So sometimes people ask me how I am, but never everyone in the interview. So I feel privileged. So we're at Rock City in Nottingham right now. It's the first date, isn't it, of the tour? How's that? How you feeling?
Feeling good. I'm ready to get it going. Yeah. It's we did like the North America run of this tour where we played the album in full and everything, and it was just such a good time. So we're excited to be over here now and doing all the international stuff with it. It's a fun set, and
yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel there's anything different when you come to another country and kind of perform something that you've never particularly kind of done in front of a whole new audience? Is there anything kind of new about that? Like when you're at home, it's kind of maybe what you're going to expect because you kind of grew from there and started there. But is there anything different when you go overseas?
Yeah, for sure. And I guess that's what will be interesting to find out tonight, is to see what because I feel like you kind of know what to expect, but it's also a little I don't know. I'm sure there'll be things, maybe like certain songs that people are more into off the album over here than they were or whatever. But it'll be cool to kind of gauge the reaction and see how it goes. Yeah.
This is sort of a crowd favorite album. Most people who like our band, this is their album from our band. And so we're just excited to be able to perform it because we know it's going to do well. Like most people love this album, so we're just excited to play it.
So was there a bit of pressure before you released it then? Obviously, I'm sure that. No. So the new one, sorry.
Okay.
So because you just had one out this year, was there kind of a pressure of all this is building up and it was like, okay, some of these people, it's like their favourite band, it's like everyone's hoping that their favourite band's going to drop a good one next. Do you think that's kind of paid off? Was there a bit of pressure before?
Yeah, for sure. But I feel like we used to think about that or worry about that a little more than we do now because we've seen so many bands that are kind of relevant for a little bit and then for whatever reason either break up or fall off or whatever. But I feel like we've been lucky enough it's been 12 years since we started the band, and we've kind of just been able to keep coming back and playing great shows, and people have stuck around. So we don't worry so much about we don't want to this album has to be just right or else it's all going to go away, which gives you a little more freedom, I guess, to just do what you want to do. But of course that's something that we consider, is we want to make it for both ourselves and for the fans. And but yeah, I guess I'd say it's less of pressure than it used to be for our second or third album, where you're okay, we really gotta follow it up, but yeah.
But either way, it's done really well, hasn't it? The new album, it's it's undeniable. There's tons of streams on Spotify and all that kind of stuff. Is it still quite humbling? Do you still kind of feel there's obviously you say there's not as much pressure before releasing the album, but do you kind of think, wow, these people do they keep coming back and they want to hear what we're releasing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It always kind of blows my mind. Even we played Riot Fest in Chicago 2 days ago, and I feel like I'm always I'm always thinking I don't know, there's just so many people, and I'm how are it's always just kind of crazy to me that we could continue to have success after all these years, and that we haven't seen things kind of start to
we're very grateful for that down as well.
Yeah,
to be able to still be here and do this for this long.
Yeah.
And so as you mentioned earlier, we'll go back to that. So it's kind of you're celebrating the other album, so the kind of 10th anniversary. What was that kind of like? Did you feel that was needed to kind of go on tour again? Do you think you could have done just the back of this album, but or did you kind of feel, okay, no, there's something special about this that makes us kind of want to revisit that?
Yeah, I think that's the vibe. I think it's we tour very much. In the 12 years we've been a band, we stay on the road pretty consistently. And so to have the opportunity to do something like this, where you play a whole album front to back, we've never done that before, and we usually don't. I guess we could do something like that just out of the blue, but it seems like the appropriate time to do something special like that. And I know, like, as a fan of other bands, I always enjoy that. Like, I think it's really cool. We saw the Newfound Glory self-titled, 10-year tour, Jimmy Eat World, Futures 10-year tour, and that kind of thing is always just so amazing from a fan standpoint. So yeah, we felt like it was, the right thing to do, and to give everybody a little something different. A lot of these people will have, seen us we come over here about once a year, and so I think it's just nice to switch it up a little bit. And yeah, and then of course, we play the album, and then we have another 7 or 8 songs that we tag on to the end. So it's not just, completely focused on a lesser known mix. There's something for everyone else as well. So yeah.
It's very plausible. How would you say that you've changed over that 10 years? So over the spectrum of that, that first album, to this one, to the new one, do you feel there's like themes that have changed? Do you feel like you've got different kind of outlooks on life, and that shows in the music? What?
Well, everything, as people, we all change as we like grow and get older. Our outlooks on everything changes, for the most part. But as far as musically, I feel like, your taste in music changes as you change as a person, or what you are into changes as well. So I don't know. I don't even really know what I'm trying to say. I guess just things change, and that's just part of life. So, music, you can't expect a band to write the same style of music for 10 years or 20 years, because as a person, they change, and the music should sort of follow, your mentality, I guess.
Yeah, there's definitely things that have changed, but I think the overall sort of, like, we started this band just because we loved playing music together, and that was kind of our dream, was just to do it, all the time and professionally, and that's still, we still really have fun doing it. It's not like, I guess it is sort of a job, but it's also like just, it's a lot of fun, and I have fun every time we're on stage, and it never feels like a chore, so I think, the overall outlook is still kind of the same, and we're just happy to be here playing music,
Okay, so as a final question on all of my musical interviews, I ask everyone their sort of top musical inspiration. I guess it's kind of a cliche, but like the one for you. So whether it's a musician or a vocalist or a multi-instrumentalist or whatever.
Yeah.
One, if you can cite one. If not.
Yeah. For me, it'd be Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury, yeah, of Queen, obviously. But yeah, I just, I have a hard time believing there ever will be another person quite as, talented as a singer, as a frontman, as a just overall musician, as an entertainer, just really was just so unique and one of a kind, and just unbelievably talented, So I'd say that's the one for me.
Probably Saves the Day. That band was like the band that got me into this sort of music. Before then, I didn't even know like scene music really existed, So that band got me into this, and then I've always just loved that band, Eerie album. So
wonderful, guys. Thank you so much. It's been lovely to chat to you. Have a lovely show. Have a lovely time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.